Would you say that your motivation is humanitarian, or is it scientific curiosity, or is it the entrepreneur in you who wants to break through limits and create the impossible? What is the general motivation behind your work?
My motivation is manifold. I am relentlessly curious. And the scientist and engineer in me about what causes something or what could possibly be. I'm also absolutely adamant that every single major problem on this planet can be solved. There is no problem that we cannot take on and slay with the right combination of people, technology, and capital. And when I hear people complaining, I just want to shake them and say, instead of complaining, go out there and solve the problem. What is it you don't like? What is the vision of the future you want to create? Gather around you the people, the capital, the technology, and go and make it happen. Because if it doesn't happen, it's you that didn't step forward to make it happen. It's not that it can't happen. So those are my motivations.
Ray Kurzweil is often criticized for being too optimistic in his forecasting and in his predictions. How would you rate our chances of surviving the technological singularity as a species?
So first of all, I would say that Ray's predictions are not overly optimistic. I think when you look at the actual facts, people will find them to be reasonably spot on. Secondly, you have to realize that we as humans, generally humanity hates change. We love waking up in the morning and knowing that the world is the same way it was the night before. We still have our jobs, we still have the government in power, we still have the same rules and regulations, because consistency breeds safety, and we like to be safe. But what's really going on is that the rate of change is moving so rapidly that there is the seeds of revolution being planted in all kinds of ways. Whether it's robots that will be coming online that could displace massive numbers of jobs, or artificial intelligence coming online that can displace jobs or create new opportunities, whatever it might be. Huge change coming that people don't like. So that's the resistance that people have to the predictions being made. Because if they're true, it disrupts their comfortable way of living. Now, the second part of your question about whether we'll survive the technological singularity, I think that we are the infrastructure of, we are the basis for this technological singularity, meaning the technologies being developed, we're developing them and we're incorporating them into our lives. I think, of course, we'll survive it because we're going to be part of the process of this, and we're going to be re-evolving who we as humanity are. Our society is going to be changed. If surviving means that society remains unchanged, that people remain unchanged, no, of course we're not going to survive it, because there will be functional change. We will change the way we live our lives, the way we work, the way we interact with people, the way we think, the way we process information. We've been doing this already. You know, life and society of 100 years ago did not survive. Didn't survive the airplane, the car, the cell phone, the computer. Because, sure, you could say that the Amish survived technology the last 100 years, but 99.999% of the rest of the world did not survive it. They changed. And finally, in space, what's going to happen is the chance to truly explore in different societal structures. If you want to practice a pure capitalist state, or anarchy, or socialism, whatever it is, you can gather the people around you who want to, to form that type of government and go and create your own space society off on some colony and go and practice that. And those who don't like it can duplicate the genomics and the knowledge systems of that colony and split out and do it again. There will be a Darwinian evolution of different forms of society and different ways of people trying it. But go and try and start your own government here in the United States today and you'll be squashed very quickly. And for me, the important things in the world split into two basic camps. One is helping the human race transition off this planet, because it's during our lifetimes that the human race is going to become a multiplanetary species. Not your grandchildren's life or their children's, but our lives over the next few decades. And that's extraordinarily impactful if you think about it. The last time that life moved out of one environment into another, it's when hundreds of millions of years ago we moved from an ocean-based species to living on land, and now we're going from living on Earth to the stars. The second area that I am extraordinarily passionate about that's happening right now is really the transformation of humanity by the incorporation of extraordinary technologies. We'll call these 10 to the ninth plus technologies or exponential technologies, but we're in the process of evolving humanity to be something new and profoundly different, where we are beginning to design technology and merge with technology and increase the rate of our evolution at a faster and faster pace. And how that moves forward is in part up to us. And how we use this technology to change the world and create a world of abundance, which I'll speak to later, is up to us. The other thing I'm passionate about is human longevity. It's the realization that we are now gaining the tools to begin to understand why we age and ultimately why we die. And the question is, do we have to? You know, certain species of life on this planet, sharks, whales, turtles, have known multi-hundred-year lifespans. I remember seeing a show on that while I was in medical school, and I locked in and said, okay, if they can, why can't I? And I said, clearly it's a hardware or software problem. And so I've dedicated a lot of my energy, and you named in the two companies Human Longevity and Singuilarity. Human Longevity is the genomic side of the equation. Singularity is the stem cell side of the equation, which are just two of a couple of the different technologies, and there are many others. In a child whose blood and tissues are coursing with stem cells, whenever any damage takes place, any inflammation occurs, those stem cells go to that point of inflammation and very rapidly repair what's going on. But as we grow older, two things happen. One, our stem cell populations in our bone, in our fat, in our organs diminishes hundreds or thousands of fold. So far less stem cells going through our body. And the stem cells in our body have undergone genetic changes because of radiation, the stuff you drink and eat. It's just the normal degradation of your genome, which changes over your lifespan. So if I go and I extract stem cells in my body right now, from my bone marrow or fat, which are the two largest reserves, and I sequence it, and if I could compare it to the stem cells of my birth, I would see that that's changed. So my stem cells have now reduced in number and have become somewhat senile. So their ability to continue to repair me has reduced, which is one of the theories of why we age. And so one of my business partners, my co-founder of Human Longevity, and my partner in founding Singularity, Bob Hariri, Bob's an MD, PhD, Navy fighter pilot, one of the rock stars in the stem cell world, has actually done the work to show if you take, in this case he did the work in mice, you take the placentas of that mice, you convert it to dosages of stem cells that you then give to that mouse at the end of its life, like in this case, typically a 26-month-old mouse, you will extend that mouse's life another 30 to 40%.
Whoa.
Right? You'll add another year almost onto it.
Have your ideas and perception of artificial intelligence and the technological singularity changed or evolved in any surprising ways since you began Singularity University?
My views about all of the exponentially growing technologies, in particular AI, robotics, biotech, nano, have changed only in that what's been uncovered to me through the faculty, through the alumni, through our partners here, is the depth of work going on in parallel that no one knows about. And what I feel as a result of that is that the rate of change is going to be far faster and far more impactful than people believe possible. Why? Because there's more capital available in the hands of individuals today than ever before, and more tools for creation, from 3D printing to the iCloud coming online. What tools do you need to create? They're there for anyone at minimal cost. And because of that, the barrier to impactful creativity has been massively reduced.